one.
Hello, 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 welcome. I hope you're all having a fantastic Friday afternoon or daytime for you American folks. I'm your host, Juraxo. This week I'm joined by Polsky Pulverizer. Hello, Kevin.
Hey, how you doing today, Jiraxo?
I'm good, fine. I'm great. You?
Pretty well, just ready for some great Reddit IRC action.
Yeah, me too. We're very close to getting the first game started here. We do have absolutely everyone in the lobby, already 4 minutes behind. So this is fantastic form for everyone. We are just waiting for everyone to get onto Mumble, and then we are going to get straight ahead with the first game of the evening.
That is true. What can you expect? Esports events, not really known for starting on time. Anytime you do have, I use this phrase lightly, nerds on the internet, it usually does start a little late. Um,
That is true. I'm glad we haven't had too many issues. Thankfully, lots of people turning up on time this week, so it's uh, it's been a great team one. We have got the ready from team one, so we are just waiting for team two to. We are team two ready. If team two is ready, then we will be going.
and it does look like they are. Creedy is dropping the ready as well as the shot one. We should be getting underway here. Oh, never mind. We do have a wait.
Yeah, we're just waiting for one last person to get on Mumble. He's a last minute replacement, so he wasn't properly set up, which is pretty understandable. And then we are going live.
That we will be. Um, As for the game, typical standard bands, I assume. I hope someone pulls something funny out. Not your typical characters. I'd rather see, something really out there. We are, it's only a Reddit tournament. Playing for pride. So
Yeah, absolutely. Just a few technical issues at the moment. Do you just want to turn your microphone volume up? We are just having a couple of reports that you're pretty quiet. Apart from that, we are very close to getting started. And let's go live to the log client now.
nope, that is my sound. There we go. And that should be better. Apparently, for some reason, my sound was dropped from 100 to 30, but everything should be fixed now, as we are going to be getting the game underway shortly. Just to confirm, these levels, hopefully they are all right.
Right, we are ready to go. Let's go live to the log client on the stream, please.
Oh, we are in,
Good, good.
as we do have the blue team of SAS Cologne, Christimo, Jin Lisek, Strapoon, and CHBH facing off against the purple team, Bakutan owns Thormed Hammern. That one's going to throw me for a loop. The
Yeah.
shot one, Cretias, and Super Xeno 101.
Okay, so first band comes out from SAS Cologne. It's a Kha'Zix band. Now, this is a band that I've seen increasingly more in League of Legends recently, but it's not a champion that I've seen played extremely well. Now, maybe it's because of the bracket armor. I am only bronze one at the moment. Is it something? Have you seen lots of powerful Kha'Zixes at the moment?
Yeah, Kha'Zix and Elise coming out, both being banned. They're really, really powerful champions at the moment. At the top level, they usually first picked or banned a very high percentage of pick and ban rate for those two champions. Olaf as well, but we will see if that falls off with the new patch and the recent nerfs. Some teams have been banning Kale at the higher levels, but that's usually a targeted ban when because in the latest, the new build, or not new, I should say, but you put Kale mid with a lot of attack speed. He's just able to farm up very fast and have a huge impact on the game. Uh,
Talking of targeted bans there, the first ban for Purple Team was, of course, Jarvan 4. Now, anyone who's listened to us and played with us before will know that Christomo, who's second pick for Blue Team, is playing jungle and he's a very competent Jarvan 4 player. So, very much a targeted ban there by Becky Tanones, who is also a regular with us. So, interesting to see that, and it's something that I was expecting to happen.
yeah, that did actually happen last week in Chris Timo's game as well. Unfortunate for him, people know his style. But fortunate for him, the new Jarvan skin coming out, looking pretty good. Not out yet, I don't think, but he should be happy about that. We do see Olaf being hovered over here by SAS Cologne. 100% pick ban rate in most major tournaments recently. Will be picked up first pick as he did slide through. And now on to the purple team.
Just trying to look at the positions here. Becky Tanones is meant to be playing support, and Thormed Hammer is. He was originally signed up for top, but he got lucky. He's actually playing mid this game, or he's meant to be playing mid. So those are the picks we should be expecting to see.
Oh, speaking of Kale, there we do see the Kale picking up, possibly being picked up very early, as well as Blitzcrank sliding through the band stage. Very powerful initiation from Blitzcrank, and Kale being locked in, that gives them very powerful sustained damage within the team fights. As long as Kale can get in there and just keep on getting those right clicks with her E down, it will be tons of damage across blue team.
Yep. At this point last week, it was where Christomo picked up Maokai, and we were expecting him to be going jungle. And he ended up playing an AP Maokai mid, I think, which kind of threw a lot of people. He didn't do it too badly, if I remember correctly. So, we could be seeing something that isn't considered a part of the strict meta from Christomo here with his pick. He does have 26 seconds left, so who knows what he picks.
Nidalee also a very powerful pick being hovered over here by Jin Lisek. In yesterday's LCS North America games, banned out against Hotshot GG, I believe almost every game, or actually both games actually, although it is going to be switched to Lee Sin at the last moment. Another very, very powerful pick here. And Ezreal coming up as well. I assume we're going to see Christimo on the Lee Sin rather than the Olaf. Usually you want to have Olaf being, the more carry-oriented champion, have the higher CS in the top lane, while Lee Sin can still provide great ganks.
Yeah, we see Misfortune being picked up there as the AD carry by Credius. Now, Misfortune and Blitzcrank is not a combination that I would typically say is fantastic, but you also have to remember that Blitzcrank is a solid support regardless of who he plays with, simply because of his utility in the mid to late game when you are initiating on the team fight. So I think it may be worth them potentially gimping themselves over in the laning phase with the Blitzcrank to have that initiation once you get to the team fight stage. It's going to be an interesting bottom lane there. It'll be interesting as well to see who the support picks up for the blue team. Are they going to go for something to counter Blitzcrank in the laning phase, or are they going to go for something that works best for the team fight stage once we get to the mid to the late game?
I believe we'll see a Leona here. That's usually a pretty good counter to the Blitzcrank because she does provide both actually the team fight presence and the anti-laning of Blitzcrank. Also, Blitzcrank being nerfed in the latest patch, his base mana being reduced, and the cost of his rocket grab has been increased. The Sona pickup, I do not think is that safe. We could see a Corki mid here. That would be a very heavy AD comp coming out from blue team as they are not going to switch it up. And it does look like we will be either seeing an Ezreal or Corki middle.
That's a very, very interesting composition there. The Sona Ezreal, I'm assuming, is what we're going to see bottom lane. That's a very typical, classic duo lane combination, Ezreal Sona there. Not something I would have. Sona, not something I would have picked up against Blitzcrank. He is going to be able to grab her, and she does have less health than a melee minion at level 1, so she is potentially going to be able to be burst down very quickly, assuming she goes support.
Ooh, Annie actually possibly the last pickup here. Reworked skin. I've been seeing a lot more since the rework, actually. Um,
Are we? Do you reckon at this stage are we? if we don't see any swaps, we could see Lee Sin going mid against Annie. That I think Annie would be quite a successful counter to Lee Sin mid. All he's going to have to do is dash on, and she can stun him in place before he manages to escape, which could work quite well for her.
I really don't think so, only because you wouldn't want to put Ezreal or Corki really in that solo lane, and you'd be gimping one of them by doing that. Um,
It does look like we are seeing swaps coming out, and Christamo is signed up for the jungle. He does have Smite on Ezreal, so we could see a jungle Ezreal here. Now, this is something that I've never seen before.
I've seen a few pros do this on stream. It was more commonly seen in season 2, where pretty much anybody could jungle if you tried hard enough. Very interesting if he does end up running it. The Corki Sona lane, Corki with the escape from Blitzcrank, pretty good there. But Sona still maybe not the best pick against the Blitzcrank, although she does give you that team fight presence.
Top lane here, are we going to see? You think we're going to be seeing a Kale versus a Lee Sin then?
Yes.
Lee Sin having taken teleport at this point, we're just getting to the point. A couple of seconds left now before the start of the game. Lee Sin having teleport, that's going to give him a huge team fight presence in the laning phase there.
Yes, indeed, it will. Um, he will be always be a factor for coming in for possible ganks around the map. Gonna be or Bekutan and Thormed Hammer and gonna have or not Thormed Hammer, sorry, Cretius and Bekutan gonna be have to be very careful watching out for those Lee Sin ganks or teleport ganks, I should say. The jungle Ezreal, um, I can't say I'm really feeling this here. Only because I don't think he really provides enough of the utility role for the jungler as we currently see in the metagame. Ezreal, really, you want him to have a lot of farm, and from the jungle, unless he gets a really great start, he's really not going to be that Ezreal that you really want him to be. I
Yeah,
really,
he's. It's. Are they screwing themselves over for the sake of trying to do something different here? Then
yeah, I really do think that's the case. I hope he proves me wrong, but I just don't see the gank potential for Ezreal, like how he's gonna get ahead with having no CC. It's gonna be very hard to land those ganks. I don't see him really being even that good of a counter ganker against Vi. It's things should be really tough, but if he does get off to that good start and he does get fed, it will just add so much more to the team having both Lee Sin and Olaf in solo lanes. But usually, you would see one of those two in the jungle, considering they can still provide utility and damage with much less gold and items than Ezreal.
so one thing as well I noticed is misfortune here is taking cleanse. Now, obviously, I can understand Sona has exhaust and she does have the slowdown from her E. Um, but is cleanse necessary? It's not. We're not seeing a huge hard CC lane here. It's not like we're seeing Thresh or Leona or Taric support who can be
No,
hard stunning every few seconds.
it's more for the late game team fights. Personally, it's a. I mean, I see it as more of a preference. Some players like to go ghost instead of cleanse. Some even heal, which personally I don't recommend. I've failed many times with that. But cleanse very going to be very good later on against the cripple coming out from Lee Sin, the undertows from Olaf, and even the crescendo. Because the positioning for Misfortune going to be the pretty much the biggest factor in these team fights. With Ezreal not really going to be the main target of the team fights, I really want to see how the team fights play out. Having the Ezreal jungle, because he presumably won't be tanky, he should be building damage, and he should get picked off pretty easily. Will he be in the backline still? Because that could work in the sense of it's giving them a second AD carry while um, having a beefier front line of Olaf and Lee Sin in the solo lanes.
Absolutely. Quickly onto the skin wars. While we're starting, we're seeing two skins come out from Blue Team: a Frosted Ezreal and an Earthrider Corki. A very nice skin there. I'm seeing Reverse Annie from Thornhammond, and I'm also seeing Super Zen 0101, which is Super Zen from here on out, has just connected with a Judgment Kale. So two apiece there. Who are you going to give it to?
I'm
Oh, for
going
two
with the
two for three.
gold
Sorry,
team. I'm
Mafia
sorry.
Mafia Misfortune.
I'm
I
going with
missed
the
that.
gold team. Easy
I miss Ma-
choice.
I miss
Easy.
Mafia Misfortune. It's 3 for 2 for Purple Team. They've actually won this on sheer numbers.
I don't know, man. Four golds. I don't know, man.
I I
ELO.
in,
It's so important. It rates you on the internet.
Yeah, just a comment on the apparent skill levels. We do try and balance these games out as best we can, and the initial 5v5 team competitions on the schedules are balanced out to give an average ELO or bracket level across the teams. But due to the fact that we do have false substitutions in this game, the brackets are going to be potentially a little bit uneven. But who knows?
We'll
Hopefully
throw
we're
them
going to
out the
see some
window.
interesting play.
Throw them out the window. Have see a good game here. Hopefully, this will be a really close and interesting game. Um, Probably with Lee Sin versus Annie. That'll be a very interesting matchup. Lee Sin should have an advantage early. Um, really, just being able to time out Annie's cooldowns.
Are
Um,
we going for having Lee Sin mid rather than top?
yeah, I believe he'll be.
Olaf has Ghost,
Yeah,
and Lee Sin
Ghost.
has
Yeah, the teleport
Lee
most.
Sin has teleport, which you would generally consider.
No, in the current metagame, Olaf's build of Ignite Ghost very common on the top laner, where teleports you're seeing a lot in mid nowadays. Really popularized by Fanatics XPeke in Europe as one of them. Also in Korea as well, very popular.
So if we're seeing more mid champions taking teleport as a summoner spell, you would assume from that we are going to potentially see a rise in the number of Twisted Fate players.
Um, Not necessarily, only because the teleports. Yes, a lot of times you'll see assassin champions or heavy AD champions taking the teleport from middle. Like Expeke usually would use it on Katarina, just so they can get that early presence. And just like Twisted Fate, the first two teleports from Lee Sin going to be the most important here. As I believe Messiah pointed out, the first two teleports really the most important as they do really swing the game for you. On Twisted Fate, that is. But we
Oh,
do.
there we go. We have a buzz. It wouldn't be the same if we didn't have a pause right at the start of the game. So Kale has to. Sona apparently has had to restart their client, so hopefully that doesn't take too long. And apparently Kale has as well. So luckily they did purchase before the pause for the most part. So what do we think of those initial purchases? Nothing out of the ordinary there.
Oh, pardon me. I actually don't have those enabled. I'm currently switching my settings during the pause. Trying
That's
to.
fine. Yeah, so far it's we've seen a crystalline flask coming out from Olaf, which or is something that some top laners do, but it's not a strict kind of you must buy crystalline flask as your first item as a top laner. The Blitzcrank choosing to go for 3 wards and some health pots, just instead of going for both the items that compose into the Philosopher's Stone. Sona going for the pink ward as well, so we could potentially try and see the bait of the pink ward with the Explorer's ward from Blitzcrank onto Sona there, so that could be interesting. It's always something to watch out for in the bottom lane.
Definitely. We do see Lee Sin starting Longsword two pots. Gonna have the extra damage on Annie. Let me actually check them both out here. Lee Sin sitting at a whopping 73 AD. Level 1. He should be giving Annie quite a bit of trouble. Let's check her out here. Starting boots. This may not have been the best opening build, considering she is going up against an AD champion. You have to expect them to be going for the early or just having the AD runes. Most commonly, when you see an AD champion middle, they will be running very high amounts of AD just to gain that early advantage over the AP middles. That's why we've really seen a transition in the metagame where most
Is
high level players have also picked up the bruiser AD middles as well as the AP middles.
Is Annie not going to be able to successfully use her passive to counter the Lee Sin kind of getting get out? She's at least going to be able to potentially do some damage back onto him while she's under that while he's under that stun before he can dash back out again with his W there.
I don't think that'll really be a factor as long as SAS Cologne can time the Annie spells. It's gonna be theoretically, if he plays it right, he should dominate the lane. In my opinion.
So then, what would you have expected Annie to do at that point? You know, it wasn't obvious that Lee Sin was going to be going mid. We did say potentially Ezreal could go mid. Would you have expected Annie to potentially switch out her runes and go something more defensive, or?
Oh yeah, that is true. I did not take that into account. The team composition definitely a factor there. Annie probably very confused. I'd assume Purple Team was seeing that jungle Ezreal in the end there. Hopefully the troll works out for Christimo, or it's not a troll, I mean, and it does work out. Really curious to see that. He did start Machete 5 pots, standard jungle build. And
I do believe the game. Yep, we are seeing the second countdown timer here, so we are going to get straight back into it. And 30 seconds into the game, one pause down. Purple team heading straight down mid. Are they going to be doing a full protect for the V jungle, or it does look like they're going to be potentially going for the invade? Purple team are pinging a lot over the over blue team's blue buff there, so we could see something interesting. They do have Blitzcrank's grab. He's going to be able to potentially single one person out if they can grab the Sona or the Ezreal. That is potentially going to be a free kill because they do not have a lot of health there at the start of the game. So this could be a very, very interesting start to the fight if Purple Team can play this correctly.
yes, we do see. It looks like Purple Team going to be invading. Going to be doing a late invade from the back. Going to be trying to sneak up onto that blue buff when blue team least expects it. It does just look like blue team trying to catch a possible invade here in the middle. May invade the red buff themselves.
No, it does look like blue team are heading back up to blue buff. Ezreal pinged very, very close to purple team there, but they aren't heading up that way. If purple team heading down right now, this is going to be fantastic here. Blue team have absolutely no idea that purple are coming. They are doing wolves, and Sona is just going to soon very, very realise that purple team are there. They do. Olaf does have vision of that. They do engage onto the Olaf. He gets the ignite and everything down onto him. He goes down 20. That is going to give her the advantage that she desperately needs against Lee Sin in that lane. First blood there by Annie after just under 2 minutes. Blue team now not sure what to do. They're not sure if they can go for the counter invade onto blue buff. They are just hanging around blue buff here and just wondering what to do.
Yeah, this is actually going to be really bad for the blue team. They did lose their blue buff, and instead of counter invading to the enemy blue, they did just try to fight it. Not getting anything about it. You will see now Ezreal going over to his red buff, and that will really hurt Ezreal jungle. If he wasn't going to have a hard time just being in Ezreal in the jungle, losing his blue buff definitely going to hurt him a lot.
And this is going to give Lee Sin a very hard time in lane because V did pick up the blue buff on the invader, which by the looks of it is going to mean that Annie can pick up the blue buff at level 1, and she does have the kill. So could we potentially see a change in fortunes for this, what we did predict as a powerful Lee Sin mid?
Yeah, that could definitely be the case. Although, really, Annie hasn't bought off of that yet, so the item's not going to be there. If she would have backed immediately and had picked up an item, it would have definitely been much better, and she would have had more presence in the lane. However, that not being the case, it still should be in favor of Lee Sin.
Yeah, she does have 730 gold at the moment, so she could have gone back, bought a door and throwing a couple of wards or some health pots or something. She chose not to do that, I'm guessing, because she was, by the time she got to the lane, she was a couple of CS behind. She's going to be able to catch up as Lee Sin goes and clears blue ward. Corki manages to pick up a kill on Blitzcrank in bottom lane. Did you manage to catch that? That came
Yes,
from the Ezreal gank.
Did catch the end of that. Christimo going to pick up an assist there, and that's exactly what he needs after getting his blue stolen from him. He needs to get back in the game somehow. That's definitely a step in the right direction.
Kale pressuring Olaf a lot. He is on the back, but he did get the the first death, and Kale did manage to get the assist, so he is going to have the very slight advantage in lane against V, potentially lining up for a gank on Lee Sin at mid. Lee Sin doesn't have a ward. V is lined up. She does have double buffs right now, so this could be very interesting.
Yeah, a new minion wave not coming in for quite some time for Lisa. Nope, sorry. Oh, whoa. Lost control there. There we go. Now he would be able to escape if need be. The gank not going to be successful there from V.
Yeah, blue team putting a lot of pressure onto Blitzcrank bottom lane. They do have that advantage now. Corki did pick up the kill, so he's a couple of CS ahead, and he obviously does have the gold advantage. So he's going to be able to push that lane a little bit harder. Still have to worry about the Blitzcrank, but obviously, as we mentioned earlier, his nerfs to his mana rate and the increased mana on his Q, he's going to have a harder time of grabbing that Sona.
Yes, indeed. We do see the Corki Sona lane pushing up quite a bit here. CS slightly in favor of Corki with the kill. Once he buys, he should have a clear advantage there. Beforehand, really, it's up to Blitzcrank. Can he make the plays? As he does miss a hook there.
Yep, he does manage to engage on Sona. They don't realise that V is coming down as well, so this is potentially very bad for Putin. V does manage to dash in there, but doesn't quite get engaged. The teleport comes in from Lee Sin. He does manage to land the Sonic Wave onto V. She is very, very low in 6 o'clock. Blitzcrank manages to escape onto the river, and V manages to escape back up into tower. Lee Sin managing to land the Q onto MF there. He could have followed it through. It would have dived him under the tower, but he would have probably gone down or died to Blitzcrank at the same time. Would you have gone in on that Q there?
Probably, but I'm a scrub.
Annie not realising, so interrupting that Lee Sin, Corki and Son were all waiting in that bush. They could have engaged and they could have burst her down there. For some reason they didn't, but they are engaging on her now. She just managed to flash over, but Sona picked the kill onto Annie, which isn't good for Corki, but that will give her more presence in lane. Ezreal picks up the kill on Kale into top lane, so he is doing fantastically for something that we didn't think was going to be doing that well.
Yeah, picking up a really early kill and assist. You can tell that he is an experienced jungler. He knows what to do when behind, and he's doing it very well here.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've only really seen the Crystal Mode play a couple of games outside of Jarvan, but he has played the very standard your other junglers, or he's played Maokai mid like he did last week. So he's proving he does have the ability to kind of turn it around when he does the things don't go his way. So this could be interesting if we are going to see two powerful AD carries in the late game. Purple team are going to potentially have a bit of an issue there. Lee Sin teleporting back at mid lane. V does have vision of him. She does choose to engage on there. I think it was a bit of a mistake for him to be doing it in such a position, but potentially he was baiting there for the Ezreal gank, but Ezreal just not quite close enough.
Yes, we do see that. Ezreal picking up the Madrid's Razors. Definitely going to help his clear time a lot there, although he is ahead of Vi, as he does have the frag, keeping very even in CS. He is having a very big impact with the current setup of Blue Team. As long as they can keep this lead and keep Cristimo in a gold advantage over Vi, it will be very tough for Purple Team to fight the two AD carries unless they get that Blitzcrank initiation that they so desperately need.
Sona doing a fantastic job of warding bottom lane there. She has kept the pinks up on the bottom of the river, which has allowed Ezreal to come down there and to clear Purple Team's wards. So she's doing a great job of enabling that Ezreal and just giving them a little bit more security in lane. We are seeing them, Corki and Sona engage onto Misfortune and Blitzcrank there, but not quite confident enough to go fully in under the tower at this stage in the game. They are pinging for a V gank. She doesn't realise that they do have a ward there. I think she does realise that they do have a ward there. Sorry, so she is a bit hesitant.
Yes, as we do see Kale being spotted going back up to the top lane, and V is now coming down.
Yeah, V coming down there. Blue team obviously do have vision. The Blitz grab comes out onto Sona. She's going to be very, very quickly burst down, or so one would assume. But Corki manages to pick up the kill onto Misfortune, while Sona just seems to walk away. Corki going to pick up the double kill onto V here, and Sona just swanning around like she owns the place. Ezreal did manage to come back down. The ult comes out from Corki. They are chasing Blitzcrank under the tower, but it does look like he's a little bit far away. Ezreal doesn't have 6 yet, so he isn't going to be able to secure that kill with the ult. Sona is going to be feeling extremely lucky, or she's very confident in her ability at this time. Blue team amassing at Purple Team's blue buff to steal that potentially for Israel there. So he's now 6. Very well played by Blue Team.
Yeah, I actually do believe Christimo could have gotten that frag if he really desired. His E coming off cooldown relatively quickly.
Yep, Kale and Olaf engaging in a big fight at top, exhaust, ignites, and a lot of damage coming out from both champions. Both champions extremely low health, neither wanting to commit to the fight and secure the kill at risk of their own death. It would have probably been a 1-for-1 exchange there. They're both playing cautious, deciding not to give the kill away.
A very peculiar build here coming out of KO. The double Doran's Blade, not the standard start. Oh, as Lee Sin does go down to Annie in the mid lane. Tibber is being dropped.
Yeah, absolutely. We are just getting a couple of reports that you are a few seconds behind. If you just want to press, just make sure your stream is up to date.
There we go. We are now currently live.
Sorry about that, it was only a few seconds behind, folks, so hopefully it wasn't too big of an issue. Yeah, Annie picking up the kill on Lee Sin. She is now 2-1-1. She does have a catalyst to protect her, so she's going to be a little bit more tanky and have a little bit more sustain in lane as she levels up, and she is ahead in CS, so the opposite of what we thought would happen here.
Yeah, really the early kills doing great for Annie. We haven't, Lee Sin's teleport was used somewhere. Did not see that go down earlier. Was it possibly for the bottom gank?
Yep, it was for the bottom gank. He did teleport in earlier, so yeah, he did help secure the assist there.
Like I mentioned pregame, the first 2 teleports really gonna affect how your whole game goes. That's really a twisted fate saying, but same thing now with the current teleport mid laners, as he lost that time, he lost that CS, he didn't get anything out of it. Meanwhile, Annie pulling further and further ahead.
Yep, V and Kale were attempting the gank there, but Lee Sin did manage to teleport into the ward there, and he's engaging onto V and onto to Kale there. The ult comes out from Kale and saves V at the very last moment, but they do dive under the tower as Blue Team. They chase V. Olaf does go down to Kale. Lee Sin being forced away by that tower. Kale potentially going to be able to pick up the kill here if he manages to chase it down. Annie coming back from lane, paying paying attention a lot there. Is she going to be able to get the kill? He's going to flash over that wall potentially. Nope, he is going to go down here to Annie, so she is now 3-1-1 against Lee Sin, even further ahead.
Meanwhile in the
bottom lane, Sona and Ezreal did manage to come down and pick up the kill into Blitzcrank. Did you pick that up there?
Yes, I did. Creedy is barely escaping there, less than 100 HP on him. It does look like Blue Team not moving toward the dragon. They do have quite a window of opportunity here to get some damage onto the turret. However, they will not.
Nope, Annie and V in there just protecting their blue buff there. They could. That's his one issue that they are going to have with an Ezreal jungle, is the fact that normally at that stage they could have gone for Dragon. But with the Ezreal, he is going to be slightly low health. He is going to be slightly less tanky, so they are potentially not going to be able to do that as often as they would like. They are going to require Lee Sin or Ezreal or Olaf to be there. Sorry.
Yes, as we did see Vi coming down for some possible aggression. Nothing going to be happening there. Oh, here we go.
Annie potentially being caught out of position here. I think she is just going to be able to escape back up to her tower there, though. We are seeing 4 of Blue Team amassing around centre here. So we are seeing pings come out for attacking Lee Sin. V stupidly face-checking that bush, and Ezreal picking up a very, very easy kill. The ult comes out from Annie, but I think that is going to be a little too little too late for her, as Lee Sin dives under the tower, but Corki manages to secure the kill onto her. So that's 8 for 4, a 2 for 0 exchange for Blue Team there.
Yes, indeed, as I am shaking my head currently. The face check coming out from Purple Team, costing them a huge fight there, costing them a dragon, further cementing the lead for Blue Team. Let's check out the gold difference here on the supports, as never mind, Blitzcrank being chased.
Blitzcrank being chased, yeah, by Ezreal, Corki, and Sona. They are probably a little bit too far away for them to be able to secure any kills here. Meanwhile, Kale chasing Olaf top there. Again, he's being very safe, and he's not choosing not to go under the tower to try and get killed. Blitzcrank and MF coming back there. Blitz split second earlier, and he would have been able to grab that Corki. That could have been very, very bad for him.
Yes, indeed, as we do see Lee Sin picking up the red buff. Very surprised. Actually, not surprised, really. I'd like to see that go over to maybe Corki, or actually Ezreal at this point, as Lee Sin not really the damage dealer that both those champions are at the moment.
I think the biggest things at the moment is Corki is 402 while Misfortune is 011, so that is going to give a lot of problems in the late game with their AD carry, not even remotely. She only has one assist at this point. To go back to jungle there, Ezreal engaging on V there. Olaf just the wrong side of the wall. The axe does come out. Kale is there, but it's going to be the ult. It does use his ult to save V, and Olaf and Ezreal kind of backing off there, but Ezreal does manage to pick up the kill onto V. He is now 4-0-2, so him and Corki are getting to the point where they are becoming very fed, and they are going to be a huge problem as we get into the late game.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised we don't see armor stacking already coming out of purple team. From the get-go, they knew it was going to be a ridiculously heavy attack damage comp coming out from blue team. No armor coming out whatsoever, and with the I would say AD carries, but I mean Ezreal being a jungler this game, they're going to be doing crap tons of damage. It's not going to be good unless they start stacking that armor here.
Yeah, the rocket grab comes onto Sona under purple team's tower there. The ult does come out to try and save her. Corki manages to pick up the kill on Misfortune, and Sona potentially going to be very, very lucky to escape. But no, she does go down to Blitzcrank. That does leave Corki versus Blitzcrank. His passive is popped. Corki missing a couple of his shots there, but he does pick up the double kill onto Blitzcrank. He is now 6-0-2 at 15 minutes, but V does engage onto Corki, sees Ezreal there, and both her and Annie do back off. Lee Sin is coming. They don't have vision of him, but they are going to chase into the jungle. Ezreal and Corki poking Annie down. Tibbers comes out onto Ezreal, but it isn't enough to secure the kill. Lee Sin picks up the kill onto Annie. Corki now chasing V down. The ult comes out from Ezreal, completely missing Ezreal. Lee Sin picks up a double kill onto V. 2 double kills there for blue team. Corki now 6-0-4, Ezreal 4-0-3. Lee Sin getting a much needed 2 kills before securing, picking up purple team's blue, but fantastic long engagement there.
Yeah, and that's really gonna hurt purple team. You can see the longer the engagements go, really, it just becomes blue team chasing them down every time. And now with Lee Sin picking up those 2 kills, he's going to be dealing even more damage. Without the armor coming out, they're just the team fights with the poke from Corki, the poke from Olaf.
The poke from Corki, who picked up a Trinity Force at 16 minutes.
Yeah, as we do see Kale and Lee Sin exchanging mid tower for top tower. That's gonna be gold still really even. We do see blue team in a 3.3k or 4.3k gold lead. Sorry.
Yep, Kale engaging on Lee Sin in mid there. He does look like he's going to be able to escape under tower. Kale choosing to chase him. Nope, and Lee Sin, you know, the ult comes out from Lee Sin there to force Kale back. He came very, very close to death, and he's going to be feeling pretty lucky, yet pretty frustrated for having to burn his ult just to live.
Kale would have actually probably, he had the ult up, he could have extended possibly a bit further, but a very good kick, or Dragon's Rage, sorry, not a Dragon Kick, coming out from SAS Cologne. As we do see them now working down the mid turret, a teleport coming in from Lee Sin, gonna force them off.
He is being very aggressive here. We're potentially going to see an engage straight back onto Annie. Kale is backing off. He doesn't have vision of V there, and Annie doesn't have a tower there. So if he manages to land a Sonic Wave and a resonating strike, he's potentially going to be able to burst it down. But nope, he's choosing just to back off a little bit. Blue team putting a lot of pressure on the bottom lane. If they do manage to secure that tower as soon as they can, this is going to allow Corki and Sona to roam. Corki 6-0-4, Sona 1-1-8. She's doing fantastically for a support. She's now at the stage where she's not squishy as hell. She does have a Sightstone, a Philo, and another health pot, potentially rushing a Locket of the Iron Solari by the looks of it. Purple team, blue team taking hits from the bottom tower there. We're seeing potentially 3-on-3. If Blitz can land this grab, missing Sona by mere millimeters. They're Sona very lucky to be alive at this stage. They are just going to try and push that tower down. We are seeing 4 of them here, so if blue team aren't careful, we could see something bad happening.
Yeah, nobody coming through the river though. The angle taken by purple team, not going to cut them off. Blue team should escape here. Double ward going down there in the river. As it does look like blue team going into the jungle.
They are going to be able cut purple team off here if he doesn't react quick enough, or if blue team, nope. Another failed grab from Blitzcrank. The ward coming down a split second too late. Corki and Ezreal choosing to chase V down, but she is going to be able to escape pretty simply there. Purple team choosing not to engage onto the split up blue team. A grab from Blitzcrank at this stage could turn a fight in purple team's favour if it is done properly. We are seeing Kayle and Olaf fighting around blue team's blue buff. Olaf managing to take Kayle down and secure the kill there, so he's going to be able to push his lane right back out and push that tower. Meanwhile, back into the thing, Ezreal picks up a kill onto Dragon there. Corki was very close to escaping there, but Annie manages to pick up the kill with the ignite. Purple team chasing blue team down. The ult comes out from Sona and from Ezreal and from Annie on into the middle of blue team. Now it's been to blue team's favour after that engage onto Sona. The ult comes out from Misfortune. The rocket grab from Blitzcrank does manage to secure the kill onto Sona. Annie flashing over the wall, very lucky to him. Followed by the Corki with his dash there. He doesn't have his ult. The fantastic grab from Blitzcrank onto Ezreal saves Annie's life, and we are seeing a turnaround from purple team. Ezreal picking up the Lee Sin picking up the kill into Blitzcrank, and V picking up the kill into Lee Sin. So very, very prolonged engage there. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, as we can see, the story of this game, really the prolonged fights continually going in the favor of blue team, and the team fight composition not really that strong from purple team. The longer they really needed to be ahead going into this mid to late game. With blue team having that 7 kill and 5,000 gold lead, it's going to be very, very tough. As unfortunately, do not believe the scoreboard on the towers. It is currently 2 towers for blue team and 1 tower down, or correction, 2 towers taken for blue team and 1 tower taken for the purple team.
Yeah, that's a bug we had last week. I don't know if it's something the right is aware of, but it's something that does need fixing.
Yes, actually, in the LCS games last night, they appeared to be fixed for them, but they were probably on the tournament client, which may not have the problem, as we do see Kayle and Vi coming down to the mid lane.
Yeah, Lee Sin could be caught out here. They are choosing to engage. He does have the tower to fall back under, so purple team are going to have to dive under the tower to get this, but they choose not to do that. They are just going to push the lane, and they are just going to potentially try and push this tower down. But we are seeing Corki, Sona, Ezreal, and Olaf, the entire blue team, head towards mid tower here. So this could be not enough for them. Corki and Ezreal doing a fantastic job of just outranging purple team at that mid lane, but this is allowing Misfortune and Blitzcrank to push that bottom lane. They are going to be able to secure that tower before blue team manage to get down there, but blue team are potentially going to be able to push back to inner mid turret, but they are splitting up and heading down towards bottom lane to potentially secure kills on those two.
I'm not sure I can agree with that decision. They would have definitely won the 5v3 fight they could have forced by pushing mid lane. They won't even get Blitzcrank Sona here.
Yep,
very questionable decision there.
Yeah, absolutely. They could have pushed. They would have lost bottom tower, but they would have potentially got a couple of kills in mid tower. Blue team now splitting purple team up around the jungle. The fantastic sonic wave comes out from Lucien, but very quickly countered by the tippers from Annie. He is going to walk away with his life, but he's going to be forced out of the fight. Olaf engaging onto Blitzcrank, forcing him out. Corki manages to pick up the kill onto Annie. It's the first kill, surprisingly, the first kill of that entire engagement, and the only kill by the looks of it.
Yeah, Lee Sin getting dropped very low, managing to get away there. Really, you can see when the fight started here in the river, the poke just coming out continually. Really, the only initiation that purple team has is the Blitzcrank. It's going to be very tough unless Vi dives in, but really the just the poke and just the pure damage coming out from blue team really going to give some trouble to purple team, as we saw right there. They can't even contest their turret as Olaf getting hooked.
Yep, Olaf getting sorry, yeah, we are seeing an engagement top lane. That's the one that I was watching there. Lee Sin poking Kayle down, and he's looking for help there. But yeah, they did pick up the tower. Purple team sorry, yeah, blue team now kind of backing out, trying to get that top tower down, kind of forcing over their purple team, gingerly following them. We are seeing a lot of words come out. They're not quite sure what to do. They don't have them. Ezreal doing a fantastic job of poking them back. Purple team in full retreat mode at this stage.
Vi barely dodging both the undertow and the mystic shot there. Unfortunately, they shot him into the wrong part of the bush.
Yep, just want to take over 1 second.
Lee Sin gonna take that tower. Pretty much free there. Purple team with much more important things on their mind at the moment. And really, I don't see this going well for purple team.
Yeah, purple team
Oh,
very much on the back foot here. They have lost, they've only managed to secure one of blue team's towers, and blue team are doing a fantastic job of pushing down. They've taken on 4 towers at the moment, so still ignore the in-game graphic there. And they're putting a lot of pressure mid, 4v3 so far. Kale doing a great job of holding Lee Sin off. He was pushing top quite heavily. But blue team now just gonna take down this mid base tower. Olaf massively overextending, using his ult there to force purple team back and avoid the blitzcrank grab, which allows Sona to secure the final hit on the tower. They're picking up the kill. They are going to be able to pick up the inhibitor here before having to run back there. Yep, there we go. The inhibitor goes down to Olaf. Kale being poked down by Ezreal there. Corki potentially going to be able to dive under the tower and get him down. He does use his ult to save himself, and that is potentially going to be enough. Ezreal still choosing to go under the tower. Olaf now very, very low. The tower picking up the kill, but credit going to V there. Ezreal goes down to Kale in his first death of the game. He's won 4-1-4 at this stage. Blue team now on the back foot. Purple team pushing back out. Is this going to be the turnaround that anyone supporting the underdog wants?
I don't think so, unfortunately, just because the gold heavily in favor right now of blue team. They do have the superior late game composition with Ezreal and Corki coming out. You can see the story of every fight is usually just heavy poke coming down from blue team, purple team having to run away, eventually losing a member or two, and then really blue team just going in from there. That fight they managed to turn around as they do take the mid turret here in response. But really, that's really the first fight they have been able to turn around. And that was also an extended fight because Corki versus Kale was going on totally separated from the rest of the fight near the middle inhibitor.
Yeah, absolutely. Purple team are massing around drag here. They do have vision of blue team coming, so they are careful and they do back off. Blue team can just swoop in here and potentially pick up the dragon kill. Yeah, that does go down to Ezreal. Olaf engaging onto to Blitzcrank there. The ult comes out from everyone. The ult comes out from Kale, saving Crank's life there, but V is left behind. She does go down to Olaf. Blue team, Annie picks up a kill onto Corki with another fantastic use of Tibbers there, but she is now separated. She's almost certainly going to die. It's just damage limitation at this point. She does a very good job of that, picking up a kill onto Sona before Lee Sin manages to take her down. So a 2-for-2 exchange there. Pretty much everything kept even except for the fact that blue team did manage to pick up the dragon there, so they did come off better in that engagement.
Yeah, you could see really as soon as they saw anyone from blue team, the instant peel coming out from purple. They just know they can't fight these. However, that was a great engagement as they did lure blue team right up into the choke point, enabling Misfortune to drop a near perfect ultimate right over nearly the whole team, and it all started with a great pull from Blitzcrank.
Yeah, and she's doing quite well considering she isn't having the greatest game. She's 0-2-6 behind in CS to Corki at this point. Only has a Bloodthirster as a completed main item. Is that potentially the issue that is causing Purple Team to not being so effective at this stage?
Well, really,
Lack
it's
of an
based
AD
on
carry.
well, not only that, it's the team composition. I really don't see the synergy between their picks. You've got the initiation from Vi, you've got the potential team, actually, it does work, it's just the execution hasn't been there from them. You've got two good initiators in Blitzcrank and Vi, you've got good sustained damage from Annie and Misfortune, and Kale is there really as just a steady DPS and support with the ultimate. They should have they do have a good team fight comp, it's just a matter of having the jungle Vi against a 4-1-6 jungle Ezreal. It's going to be just really, they're almost down an entire champion in the team fights with the damage that Ezreal can put out.
Yeah, absolutely. Blue team putting a lot of pressure onto this bottom tower here. Both teams doing a fantastic job of warding there. The Blitzcrank grab misses just after the Sonic Wave from Lee Sin lands.
Yeah, and we
The
see
tower not go for it.
another free turret here for blue team. The poke just too much from purple. They don't want to engage there, knowing it could throw the entire game, giving up possibly another inhibitor.
Is this not what they need to do though? If blue team carry on as they are, blue team are going to win this game simply because they're so far ahead at this point. Purple team do need to engage and win a couple of team fights. Otherwise, they're going to have to put up a fight surely at some point. Otherwise, blue team are just going to push this down, and by the 35-minute mark, this is going to be over.
Yeah, pretty much. This game has really come down to
Yep, sorry there. Annie
oh,
using
Corky.
Tibbers to engage onto blue team under the tower there. Lee Sin picks up the tower kill top lane. The ult comes out from Sona. No deaths so far in this engagement. A lot of damage going out there. And blue team on the back foot with 3 champions, very low health. Ezreal gets stunned and does go down to V. Lee Sin is going to go down to misfortune there. So Blitzcrank chasing Sona, Olaf, and Corky down. He does manage to get the power fist there. The knock up there, but he doesn't manage to secure the kill. And now purple team are on the back foot with blue team's poke. Another very long engagement. Kale comes in at full health and full mana, manages to pick up the kill onto Olaf. Another reverse engagement there, and blue team now on the back foot. The exhaust goes out into Corky, but he's going to manage to escape. Sona takes the hit, keeping Corky alive. He will be worth more gold at this stage. She does go down to V, and that just happened exactly what we said needed to happen. Purple team engaged on a team fight. They managed to win that overall. They are now only 2 kills behind. That was a 4-for-0 exchange for purple team.
Yeah, going definitely in their favor. However, now they're gonna have to really just sit in their base. Their inhibitor has respawned actually, so they can be a bit more aggressive on the map. However, as we do see a little poke coming down from Ezreal, going to stop the teleport from Annie. The turret advantage is just very heavy. The overall global objective advantage just heavily in blue team's favor. So even with the kills creeping up to even, really we're probably gonna see the next team to win a team fight. If they do take it convincingly, Baron could be on the table for purple team, and also just a victory could be on the table for blue team.
Yeah, need support at this stage, having bought a Black down Solari there. Ezreal and Lee Sin, they do have vision of that bush there. We are seeing both teams grouping up around here. Purple team do have the numbers advantage at this stage, but obviously they don't quite realise this. But this could be a defining fight here, as we see blue team kind of grouping up and being aggressive towards this kind of just above mid lane here. So
yeah, both teams hesitant to engage, knowing that this next fight can determine really the whole game from here. Very important crux here at 31.5 minutes.
Absolutely, we could be seeing something big here. We do need a good engage onto from Blitzcrank or from Lee Sin and Olaf. So this could be very, very interesting.
Yeah, the open inhibitor gonna be a bit of a problem for purple team, as we have seen the poke. When the waves get cleared, the static shift from Ezreal, they could just poke them off the turret.
Yep, the grab comes out from Blitzcrank, but Ezreal managed to dash perfectly timed back out there. As soon as he landed, he was back out there, so great disengage. Now would be the great time to engage by blue team. Blitzcrank does have that ability to down before it comes back up again, so
yeah, we see the minion wave coming in. This is going to really allow blue team to get some more poke down. Every wave they can just poke down the members more and more. Not being the case immediately. However, minion waves being pushed out for purple team, as we do see Lee Sin going to react, gain the top lane control back into blue team's favor.
Yeah, bottom lane purple minions are pushing quite heavily. They are most likely going to get that tower. That gold is going to be purple team are going to be pretty happy about that, but it's not a major loss to blue team. But because Lee Sin has pulled back, purple team have realised this, and they are pushing out, forcing blue team to retreat back down to mid. Corky getting separated, they're choosing to go down via river rather than straight up mid. Blitzcrank not quite fast enough, he doesn't have the flash to land that flash grab. Blue team realise they're splitting up, they're just going to go clear out those lanes, push them back to kind of gain that lane advantage, and allow them to, once they engage and secure the team fight, just move on to another tower as quickly as they can.
Yes, indeed, as we do see the blue buff up for purple team. Not sure if they have the timer on that, but they will be moving toward Baron. knowing that Lee Sin, or knowing that possibly a few members have back. They did not have vision on Lee Sin backing, actually. Looks like they will just clear out the ward and try to get a pick. This could work out heavily in their favor. Very good idea to reduce your opponent's vision around the Baron pit. Wait for them to come to you. Pretty easy setup, as we do see Olaf coming around from the top.
Yeah, purple team don't quite have the movement speed first there, but we are seeing
Oh,
Lee Sin face check. Did he get the grab or the face check there? I missed that.
I think it was a face check because they don't have vision. I did hear a grab go off, I'm pretty sure. It might
Yep.
have been the finishing blow, or that could have been the ultimate. No, the ultimate is on cooldown, so the grab may have been the finishing blow. As we do
Yep.
see Corki taking the Baron, this should be a
Cocky taking Dragon, sorry. Purple
Dragon.
team engaging onto Baron there. Blue team are choosing to engage 3v5. Ezreal picks up the kill onto Baron buff, so regardless of the fact that he has now died and Olaf is most likely going to go down to purple team, blue team do have the Baron buff. Corki picks up a kill onto V. Kale does secure that kill onto Olaf. So that is a good engage for blue team there. Sona picks up a kill onto Annie, and Kale picks up a triple kill onto Corki there. They are just going to be able to poke down Sona, but she does flash over the wall. They are just going to chase her down. She may be able to escape. She doesn't have the tower there, so this is going to be very, very lucky if she manages to escape and gets out of the Blitzcrank grab here. But the most important thing is the Baron steal from Ezreal, by Ezreal.
Yeah, I actually heavily disagree with the choice to go in by blue team there. They had Corki taking the dragon. They were already mitigating the Baron being taken by blue team, but instead they chose to go in on a 4v5. Ezreal could have really just mystic shotted in, smited the Baron and got out himself. But however, they didn't decide to go balls deep into the Baron pit, and that really did not work out to their advantage, as I do believe they lost all members with the Baron buff.
Yep, they stole Baron buff, but every single person died. Purple team only lost two people in that engagement, as far as I'm aware, and Purple team are now actually ahead in kills for the first time in the game. But obviously apart from the invade at the start there, but not a great engagement from blue team there, like you said.
Yeah, it's probably a heat of the moment kind of thing, really. They just don't want to allow purple team back in the game. So it's very understandable that they go for that. We do see an engagement.
We have seen an engagement back around the Baron buff here. Ezreal goes down very quickly to Yana. He did get caught and get poked down quite a bit before the whole team fight started. Corki there very, very low. He doesn't manage to escape. He goes down to Kale there, as well as Kale securing a double kill onto Olaf. Purple team now 4 kills ahead and are now winning in team fights. That was a 0-for-3 exchange for purple team, so they're going to be, they've got free reign for the next 35 seconds. Lee Sin and Son are not going to be able to do particularly much to stop them back, so they are just going to put a lot of pressure mid, potentially secure this tower now. So are we seeing a comeback from purple team here?
Yeah, and it's quite possible. You got to wonder about the mental state of blue team, as all the earlier team fights going in their advantage, they had the proper engages nearly every time. With the extended team fights. However, now we've been seeing Blitzcrank hit those grabs. They've been able to catch people out, as I do believe I have been dropped from the game client.
Yep, I've had that as well. I don't know what has happened. Potentially EU West has gone down, I'm not sure.
I do hope that is not the case, as I tried to jump to live with nothing happening.
Yep, my client has frozen as well completely. Sorry about this issues, folks. This is something that's completely new. We're just as clueless as you are at this stage.
I would leave, but I'm not sure I'd be able to rejoin.
My client has frozen as well, so I don't know what the issue is here.
Yeah, I can't even get into the escape option here. Does look like the stream's still encoding, so my computer's not fucked. Oh, pardon the French. Excusez-moi. S'il vous plaît. Hopefully we can get this all sorted out, as it does look like I'm going to have to task manager out of the game.
Yep, that is what I've had to do as well. I really don't know what happened there, but it's weird that it happened to both of us at the same time.
Froggen happened. The DDoS. When all goes wrong.
Extremely sorry about that. Okay, so we are going to be getting back into this as soon as possible. I'm going to reconnect into the game, and so is Kevin here. So hopefully we'll be able to get this back up. I'm on the loading screen now.
Yeah, hopefully the players were not also affected by the drop there. Hopefully it was only a spectator event.
Yep, I'm back up. I can give you audio commentary while Kevin's back up here. At this stage, we are 39 minutes in at my by my count. Purple team 25 kills to blue team's 20. The towers have updated. Blue team's 7 towers to purple team's 5 towers. Blue team now only 3,000 gold behind. They did manage to secure middle lanes, tower and inhibitor. That's purple team killing middle lanes. Blue team's middle lane, tower and inhibitor, and pushing bottom lane inner tower back and pressing middle bottom lane inner base tower inhibitor tower sorry very heavily, and they do have creeps at mid and top. So purple team very much on the comeback here. How close are you to getting back into the game at this stage?
Everyone has loaded. I should be getting in just a second.
Okay, make sure to get straight up to date there and update your graphics, and we'll be right back in. You really sorry, folks, for that drop. Don't know what happened, but it happened to both of us at the same time. Never had that before. Hopefully, won't have it. Let's get back into it and finish this game off.
Yeah. In the downtime, the gold really evening up. Now only a 3,000 gold disparity between the teams. But keep in mind, the players only see the frags. So, as far as they're concerned, it is a much... Well, they know it's a very close game, and the gold does dictate that. But really, who's ahead? They might think purple team currently in the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Blue team had the opportunity around the 30-minute mark to kind of win this. They took the mid inhibitor down. They were pushing top and bottom, and they just didn't engage. I guess maybe they didn't think they were far enough ahead. They were as far ahead as they thought they were. Blue team choosing to do dragon here. Purple team did not have vision, but they are choosing to do Kale kind of going in there. Corki manages to pick up the kill into Dragon. Blue team doing a very nice disengage, but Blitzcrank is going to slow Olaf there. He does use his ultimate, and Olaf choosing to take the hits and potentially go down for the sake of his own team, but he does look like he's going to be able to walk away there. Blitzcrank grabbed the graphic, hitting Olaf there, but the grab not securing the kill. So Blue team now have fully grouped up. Purple team split up. Annie down to the bottom. Purple team at mid. Pings coming out from purple team for Baron, but they are choosing to teleport back rather than engage. Blue team heading back into the lane to just push those creeps out.
Yeah, as I rearrange the scoreboard here, we can see a real advantage. The CS, Lee Sin with a 50 CS lead over Annie. Let's see how that translates into gold. Yeah, he is 1,000 gold ahead at the moment. Really, Ezreal much farther ahead of Vi. And Olaf to Kale, we do see a 3,000 gold lead in Kale, really evening up that gold. As Kale really easy to CS with the E at higher levels, really just plowing through the waves and 1 or 2 auto attacks as she does start the Baron.
Yep, blue team not have vision of Baron there. Purple team do have vision of surrounding Baron.
No, Lee Sin has just backed as well, so if they do want to go in, it would be a 4v5. No, Lee Sin coming in with the teleport.
Yep, the ult comes out from Ezreal, but Annie does secure the kill into Baron. Now, the Shirelia's Revelry popped there. They are going to be able to chase blue team on the Blitzcrank, uses the grab on Olaf, managing to get him back into team. He's burst down very quickly. Kale securing the kill. Meanwhile, Corki and Ezreal doing a great job of just poking them down, poking and poking, kind of forcing them down. Sona very, very low. She goes down to kill. The double kill per purple team. Kind of on the back foot here. They kind of choose to back off a bit very cautiously. Ezreal picks up the kill onto Annie. V picks up the kill onto Corki. The ult comes out from Kale onto Blitzcrank, keeping him alive. Kale kicks up his 3rd kill, but not a triple kill of the engage onto Ezreal. Now, purple team are going to be able to just push this inhibitor down. Lee Sin is the only person alive on blue team. He's not going to be able to defend the base by himself. Minions pick up the kill for top lane. The purple team pushing Nexus here now. We could see the end of the game in what is a fantastic turnaround.
Yeah, Lee Sin going down to Kale, and really a great job here by purple team in the late game. Through the early to mid game, it did look like blue team heavily ahead. Really, they were getting the better initiations. They had the extended team fights, which they were able to win with poke. Eventually, though, great series strung together of team fights. Great initiation by Vi and Blitzcrank. Taking down the tanks early in most engagements really enabled them to get to that back line of Ezreal and Corki. Sona not really being a factor in many of the fights as well. The crescendos not really doing much in terms of the later engagements.
Yeah, absolutely. We are just going to have to very quickly go for a few things because the next game is going to be starting soon. Very quickly, who would your player of the game be?
Whew, this is a tough one.
I've got
Uh,
mine. Go for it. Go for it.
I'm gonna say Christimo, just because he proved me wrong on the jungle Ezreal. Not doing too shabby at all.
Yep.
Ending up with 5, 5, and 7, a little bit disappointing than I would have rather seen, but definitely proving his skill as a jungler. I really liked the idea from Blue Team. We saw it almost work. A problem being Olaf getting shut down at 2, 7, and 5, not really able to be the tank they needed him to be. Same thing with Lee Sin. You could see him building damage items. Really, the death of Blue Team was not having a
Okay.
real tank.
Okay, sorry, yeah, we are running out of time here, so I'm
Oh,
just going to go through these quickly. Christopher, yep, again, I would say, even despite the fact he was on the losing team, he was, I would say, he was my player of the game there. He went 4-1-4 at one point. He did manage to turn the game around. For the first 30 minutes, the domination by Blue Team was predominantly because of the work that he had done helping out bottom lane and mid lane as a jungler. And Christamo, not playing a conventional jungler. Christamo, you're on the channel. Can you hear us? Are you here? You have yourself muted. You have 10 seconds to answer before we have to move on.
I am here.
Okay, hello, Christopher. This is the Ezreal jungle in the last game. So Jarvan was banned. That was kind of expected by you, yeah?
Yes, I was
Um,
kind of expecting it, and I wanted to try something new because I
so
don't know.
so why did you choose to play Ezreal at that point rather than say, Maokai or anyone who would ever be considered a jungler?
The thing is, we had Olaf as first pick, and I was completely convinced that Olaf could take whatever they threw at him. Except, Kale is slightly game breaking, kills tank. She's armor shred. She had Blade of the Rune King to kill his max health. It was kill in 7 hits. Doesn't matter if you're squishy or tank. Kale just got. I'm gonna go ahead and say this, everyone. Kale is game breaking. Because
yes.
we could handle getting nuked once by Annie ult and then just going on the counter attack. But once you got that Blade of the Rune King and Zephyr, it was just kill everything.
Yeah, we
Okay,
really
sorry to
saw.
cut you off there.
Oh,
Again, we are still running out of time. I just want to ask one last question quickly. You were dominating there for the first 35 minutes. And in 10 minutes, everything just seemed to go to shit. My French. What would you say went wrong? Very quickly, we've got about a minute or two before we have to cut this off.
Okay, the thing is, Olaf couldn't tank Kale. That meant our Poe comp really couldn't stand up to what it would have done, because we have Corki, Sona, Ezreal, and Olaf. We could have smashed people under their turrets, but because we got nuked by Kale so hard, we couldn't have Olaf out there taking all the hits. And when we tried to do the fancy plays, the thing is, Alicia was really reliant on his teleport, but he never really got around to using it super effectively. We were trying to do something fancy at Baron, teleport in with him. It just didn't work out. We couldn't get in time. Just didn't work. So we kind of dropped it, even though we thought we had the better late game. Also, point out, Corki had a really low CS, so we didn't scale as hard as we thought we would, because he has 3 items at 43 minutes as AD. That was sort of unexpected. We had expected him to do a lot more damage than he did.
Okay. Have you got anything quickly you want to say here, Kevin, before we wrap this up?
Ezreal jungle is viable. Hashtag YOLO. Follow me on Twitter at Christemo.
Your name's not Kevin. Shut up.
oh, later.
Bye.
See you, Christopher. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for
No
coming.
problem.
But really, he did say it. The Kale against the Olaf really swinging the match. Kale at 13, 2, and 8, able to dish out heavy amounts of damage the entire team fight across the whole team. Olaf not able to tank it. You can see he only has a Warmog's Bulwark, a Kindle Gem, and an Atma's Impaler, I believe. Yes, an Atma's Impaler. Not even a health item.
Okay, well, we have run out of time here. The next game is going to be starting in 15 minutes, so we do need to get ahead. Um, with that, we are going to be turning the stream off very briefly so we can get the replays up for people to watch at a later date. But we will be back immediately with the overlay, and we should be back up pretty soon with the full commentary. It's been fantastic casting with you again, Kevin. It's always great fun casting with you.
Likewise.
Yep. Go go go.
Oh, I was just gonna wrap it up.
Oh yeah, yeah. Go for it.
All right, thank you all for tuning in to the first game on EU West of the IRC fives. We will be back shortly. We are turning the stream off for VOD purposes. Please rejoin us in a moment.